Well, hello, long-term investors. This is LA. I want to bring you up to date with where things are and the potential for us to make another change. Here's the S&P 500. I've got it on the daily chart. You know, the last time I did a video, we had it just started the escalation to the downside, and then I did make a change when we got a bounce, took some profits, and some more risk off the board. Then we come down and get almost another double bottom kind of thing is what people call that. Any kind of TA calls it a double bottom. And then ever since, it's just been straight up. Where are we in the bigger picture, though? Because that's what we care about, not the short term. And what I want to show you is we're very similar to what we saw in August of last year. Now, there's some differences internally to the market than there was then. If we look at qualified trends, things are actually getting better than they were as we went up the last time. But you have almost exact same situation here where you had prices come in, right, towards the low. And so the prices came in towards this low, right here. And now you have the same thing, right? This low, and they actually undercut it and then back up the other way. Now, that led to a straight up move. And we've got the exact same thing going on with another straight up move right back the other way. So all of that looks exactly the same. Now what happened after that move had run its course is that you actually had a stalemate, right? You came across, right? You made the high, then you had the big push down and then right back up, hung up there for a month. And then finally the big move back to the downside. Now, you don't know that it's going to play out that way. But if you look at the tops, and you look at the tops up here at 2120 or so, and you're sitting at 2160, or actually 52, you're not that far away from the tops. It's probably not a bad place to think about taking some of the money off the table again. And in our case, we don't have all that much on there, but I'd much rather be a little bit more proactive like I was last year this time of the year, where I'd sold into all of this, right, back in that time frame and took money off the table, than having to take it off on the way down, right, or like we did here on a little bounce. So I'd like to take some off up here, and then if it does continue up, and if this ends up being new highs and we do get a breakout, it's going to be a different situation than it is now, and that is that we're going to break multiple swing point highs on the way up. We're going to have multiple swing point highs. Actually, you've got one here, one there. You're going to have them on the weeklies as well. Here on the weeklies, on the dailies as well, and also on the monthly time frame to boot. And if that's the case, and if that's what happens and we get a breakout up here, that would be the time to put stuff back on. You don't know when the top is going to be there. You can tell when the potential for a larger break occurs, just like we saw back here with multiple swing points breaking, which could lead every instance in history that I've researched. The large 20, 30, 40% declines come after this kind of a setup. We had it there. We actually had it over here again. Both times they've been able to arrest the downdraft, right, and take it straight back up. Whether or not we're going to get another one, and whether or not we're going to actually break all this eventually, and maybe this is a big topping pattern, we can't know that in advance. We can make all kind of guesses about is it or isn't it, but in the end it doesn't matter unless it really does go down, or unless it really does break out. And in between, it's just a lot of stagnation with very wide price spread moves on this time frame. So my take here is that sometime this week, as early as tomorrow potentially, I'm going to take a bit of the exposure off in the aggressive and the balanced portfolios, and then we'll just see where it wants to go, and we'll see if we can actually pick some up back down here, or maybe even lower when it's all over. Okay? That's where we're at. That's what I'm doing. I'll see you next time. Thanks. Bye.